Is everybody here? Let's call the February 24th, 2025 Statewide ACC meeting to order. Before we have to go into the closed agenda, there were a couple of things I wanted to go over. Terry had sent out a draft of the annual report. I know I sent her back some comments. Does anybody have any other changes they want to make? Don, I can't hear you.
Oh, I was saying I haven't had a chance to review it. I did download it this morning. I'll look at it this evening and give my feedback.
Okay. Rodney?
No, sir. I saw it. I reviewed it and I have nothing to add.
Okay. And David, I'm not sure if you had a chance to take a look at it.
I did look at it. I have nothing to add to it since I was not a participant during those months.
Okay.
But it looked fine to me.
So, Donna, if you can get any comments back to Carrie, and Carrie, once we have those, if any, send out an email and we'll just do an approval by email if everybody's okay with it.
Okay.
We'll move that way. I have been in discussions with Stuart. He keeps telling me he's coming back, but he hasn't even updated his credentials to get at the emails. So I'm very concerned. I'm not sure what's going on, but we've.
Is he here? I see his name.
That's Stuart Nathan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm more concerned with our chairman. And, I think if we don't have any policies and regulations that talk about term limits and what have you, but within that document, which I hope Carrie and Matt, you guys are working on, we can include that there needs to be some type of attendance requirement, because not being here for a full year, in my opinion, is not fair to all the other committee members. And I took this on thinking it was going to be a 1 or 2 months acting chairman, but it's turned into much more than that. So, Matt, if we can talk later, and I think it might be time to just ask the governor's office to find somebody else to step in. Matt, are you there?
His mic is off.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm driving to a meeting in Annapolis. Yeah, I think that's a good idea to have that discussion.
Okay. With that being said, Carrie, do we have to do a statement before we go into closed session, or do we just go into closed session and then do the statements?
No, we still need to discuss for the two cases, one that came in at 3 o'clock on Friday, the one that came in at 5 o'clock on Friday. Are we going to hear them today, or are we going to hear them at a special meeting?
Seeing how before Donna got on, I don't think Rodney and David have had a chance. So can we schedule a meeting for later this week?
Well, I read the report for the one that came in at 3 o'clock, and that seems to be time sensitive, as the year and a day ends in March.
Right.
I have not seen the other one because I didn't see it until about 2 minutes before I logged on for this afternoon's meeting.
That one I don't believe is time sensitive, but the department has asked that we respond as soon as possible. It is their recommendation was for a termination. So I'd like to, if possible. Well, Rodney and Donna, where are you with the other?
I haven't reviewed them. So
Okay. Then why don't we schedule a special meeting later this week, Thursday or Friday, so that we can respond before the year and a day. And also, again, Carrie, you got to tell me, because we got to get, I think March 4th is the year and a date, and that gets us to Tuesday. So we'd have to get the decision reports. So it'd probably be better if we did something on Thursday. So why don't does Thursday
schedule for Thursday or Friday? Because I have
Yeah,
not been
Either way, we have to schedule one for Thursday. So let's go ahead and schedule one for Thursday. Is everybody available?
I had to call in.
What time do we want to do this on Thursday?
Say 1 o'clock.
That should be permissible.
Okay,
Oh.
I'll go ahead and send out a
Yeah, I can
meeting
do that.
invite for 1 o'clock on Thursday. And when we go into closed session, we can determine if we need to hear both the ones that came in on Friday, or if we can just hear one of them on Friday that came in Friday.
I think we should do both of them.
On Thursday?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I have made a note. Before we go to closed session, we need the conflict of interest statements from everybody.
Right. I'll start. Bob Brennan, I've read all the files. I do not have any conflicts of interest.
I've read all of the files and I don't have any conflicts of interest.
I'm Rodney Burrell. I read all the files and I don't have a conflict of interest.
David Mitchell, I've read all the files and there's no conflict of interest on my part.
Okay. With that, can I get a motion to go into closed session?
I motion to go into closed session.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're in the closed session.
All right.
So
Let me read the statement, then we'll be in closed. It is
Okay.
proposed that the Statewide Administrative Charging Committee's open session of its 26th meeting on February 24th, 2025 be adjourned to a closed session. The session will be closed under the authority of General Provisions Article 3-305B 1, 2, and 7 of the Annotated Code of Maryland. The reason for the closing the session is to discuss the appointment and employment of an individual over whom the committee has jurisdiction, and to protect the privacy or reputation of an individual with respect to a matter that is not related to public business, and to obtain legal advice on the matter. During this closed session, the topics to be discussed are Administrative Charging Committee cases.
okay, this is the February 24th, 2025 Administrative Charging Committee. We have just come back into open session, having completed our closed session review. To recap with Maryland State Police, we had, I believe, 34 officers, 46 allegations, 28 were not administrative charged, 13 were unfounded, 14 were exonerated, 16 were not administratively charged. And I believe we're sending one back for additional information. Under the Maryland Transit Administration, we had 11 officers, 15 allegations, of which 4 were not administratively charged. 3 of those were unfounded, 1 was exonerated, and 11 were administratively charged. With the University of Maryland, Baltimore, we had 1 officer, 1 allegation, and it was not administratively charged and unfounded. The University of Maryland College Park, we had 2 officers, 2 allegations. Both of those were administratively charged. And Maryland Capitol Police, we had 2 officers, 7 allegations. All 7 allegations were not administratively charged and 7 unfounded. And that is the recap for the Administrative Charging Committee, February 24th, 2025. With that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody.